All that glitters is not gold. And if something sounds too good to be true, especially in medicine, it usually is. Today we're talking about semaglutide, better known by brand names like Ozempic, a drug that has somehow managed to become both a medical breakthrough and a cultural phenomenon. People aren't just asking whether it works, they're asking why it works, what it does to the body, and what the bill looks like after the honeymoon phase ends. So let's slow this down and actually explain it, without hype, without fear-mongering, and without pretending this is magic. Welcome to Autonomy Health.
To understand Ozempic, you first need to understand energy.
Before we talk about drugs, we need to talk about how your body stores fuel. Because weight gain and weight loss are not mysterious. They're mechanical. You eat 3 macronutrients: carbohydrates, fats, proteins. Carbohydrates make up the bulk of modern diets, and they're the most relevant here. When you eat carbs, your digestive system breaks them down into simple sugars, mostly glucose. Glucose enters your bloodstream and raises your blood sugar. Your body doesn't like blood sugar spikes, so it releases insulin. Insulin's job is simple. Take sugar out of the blood and put it somewhere safe. The first stop is the liver, where glucose is stored as glycogen. The second stop is muscle, where glycogen is stored only for muscle use. Muscle glycogen is private property. Your brain can't touch it. Your organs can't touch it. Only muscle gets access. This is why muscle mass matters so much metabolically. The more muscle you have, the more energy you can safely store without gaining fat. But both liver and muscle have limits. Once they're full, excess glucose has nowhere left to go. So it gets converted into fat and stored in fat cells. And fat cells? They have no meaningful upper limit. That's weight gain.
How your body uses stored energy.
As you go about your day, your blood sugar slowly drops. When that happens, your body goes looking for backup fuel. First stop, liver glycogen. That stored sugar gets released back into the bloodstream. Once liver glycogen is depleted, and remember, muscle glycogen is off limits, the body moves to its final energy reserve, fat. Here's a simple analogy. Blood glucose is the fuel in your car. Liver glycogen is the gas station. Fat stores are the refinery. You don't go to the refinery unless the gas station is empty.
What Ozempic actually does.
This is where semaglutide enters the story. Ozempic interferes with your body's ability to access liver glycogen efficiently. In simple terms, it closes the gas station. So when your blood sugar drops, your body can't easily tap into liver glycogen and is forced to go straight to fat for energy. That's mechanism number 1. Mechanism number 2 is appetite. Ozempic slows gastric emptying. Your stomach doesn't move food along as quickly. When the stomach doesn't empty, stretch receptors keep sending the message, "We're full." Your brain listens, so you eat less, not because your body has magically become disciplined, but because the drug is lying to your hunger signals. In effect, Ozempic creates a state of pharmacological starvation without the sensation of starvation. And yes, this leads to weight loss.
Now for the part people don't like.
Weight loss through appetite suppression and forced fat use has consequences. If you're not eating enough, nutritional deficiencies become likely. Which nutrients? That depends on what you're missing, but iron, B vitamins, electrolytes, and fat-soluble vitamins are common problems. Anyone on Ozempic for more than a short period should be supplementing, not as an optional wellness add-on, but as damage control. Then there's digestion. Because Ozempic slows gut movement, nausea, vomiting, bloating, and constipation are common. And unlike many medications, these side effects often don't fade with time. They persist as long as the drug suppresses gut motility.
Rapid weight loss has a predictable pattern.
Fat loss doesn't happen randomly. It usually starts in the face, then limbs, then the abdomen, then deeper visceral fat. When weight drops too quickly, your skin doesn't get time to adapt, especially in the face. The result is sunken cheeks, visible bone structure, sagging skin. That's what people now call Ozempic face. It's not a mystery. It's physics, skin elasticity, and speed. And the older you are, the harder it is to reverse.
What happens inside your blood?
Fat is stored as triglycerides, 3 fatty acids attached to a glycerol backbone. When fat is broken down rapidly, those fatty acids flood the bloodstream. Too many fatty acids in circulation equals hyperlipidemia, excess fat in the blood. One of the most common and dangerous consequences? Pancreatitis. An inflamed pancreas doesn't just hurt, it can impair insulin production. No insulin means blood sugar piles up. And congratulations! You've just traded obesity risk for diabetes risk.
The rebound problem.
Ozempic only works while you're taking it. Stop the drug and hunger returns, digestion normalizes, calorie intake rises. But here's the catch. Prolonged appetite suppression and inactivity can lower your basal metabolic rate, the energy you burn doing absolutely nothing. So now you're eating again, with a slower metabolism. That's why rebound weight gain is so common. And if you return to old habits too quickly, you can undo months of progress in weeks.
Who should be especially cautious?
Ozempic is not a casual drug. If you're over 50, your metabolism is already slowing naturally. Ozempic can amplify that slowdown. Over 60, skin elasticity is reduced, and facial changes are far more pronounced and harder to reverse. This isn't fear-mongering, it's aging physiology.
Where Ozempic actually fits?
Used briefly, under supervision, and combined with resistance training, fiber intake, hydration, behavior change, Ozempic can help initiate weight loss. 6 to 10 weeks? Possibly reasonable. 3 months? Absolute maximum. Anything longer, and risk starts to outweigh benefit. Ozempic is not a lifelong solution. It's a tool meant for the start of a journey, not the whole road.
Final reality check.
There is no medication without side effects, and Ozempic was never designed as a cosmetic weight loss drug. If you skip lifestyle changes and jump straight to pharmacology, you're not solving the problem. You're postponing it with interest. Try everything else first, because if you don't, you're not optimizing your health. You're playing with fire. Until next time, thanks for watching.